Hi, my name is Ramzan. I am a biology lecturer. So today my topic is about the pituitary gland, which is involved in the chemical coordination in our body. So let's come about it. The pituitary gland, it is an O-like structure located just below the hypothalamus and is called the master gland. Student, actually, pituitary gland is present in our brain. Below the hypothalamus, it is touched with the hypothalamus like this. This is hypothalamus. So it is touched. This is the pituitary gland and this hypothalamus. So it is touched with the hypothalamus through the infundibular neuron. It is a neuron which extends its axon toward the pituitary gland and is dendrite attached with the hypothalamus. So it is just located just below the hypothalamus in our brain. Okay. It is an O-like structure. O-like structure. You can see here O-like structure. And we also call it master gland. The reason of master gland is this, that it secretes a lot of enzymes, a lot of hormones which control our all body function chemically, and it also control the other glands which are present in our body, like thyroid gland, adrenal gland, a lot about other oxytocin, uterus, a lot of glands are controlled by the pituitary gland. Therefore it is also called as master gland in our body. Shape it is about the size of a pea seed. So the pea seed, it is like the pea seed with 0.5 gram of weight in our body. So its weight is 0.5 gram in adults, not in child. In children it is a little, and adults it is about 0.5 gram weight. Okay. Controller, it is all function are controlled by hypothalamus. So student, it is touched with the hypothalamus through the infundibular neuron. So all the function of the pituitary gland is controlled by the hypothalamus, and all the enzymes which are present, all the hormones which are present in the pituitary gland are secreted by hypothalamus through this site. Okay. Lobes, it has three main lobes. So you can see here, pituitary gland is divided mainly into three lobes. One is the anterior lobe, second is the median lobe, a little about, okay, and the third one is the posterior lobe. We will talk about its function later. Hormones, totally it secretes 9 hormones. So the pituitary gland totally secretes 9 types of hormone which then control other glands in our body. Okay, out of the 9, 6 are secreted by the anterior lobe. The 2 are secreted by about 6, 7, 8 by the posterior lobe, and only 1 is secreted by or median lobe. We will talk about next. Next we are going to talk about the interior lobe of pituitary. So you can see here, this is the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. So it releases about 5 hormones which have different function in our body. So let's to study it. The first one hormone is somatotropin hormone. We can also say it is growth hormone. Okay. The anterior pituitary secrete the somatotropin hormone or the growth hormone, which act on the somatic cell of the body to increase its development and its reproduction in order to give a growth to the body. In childhood, this somatotropin secreted by the anterior lobe concentration is very high. So in childhood, it is secreted in high amount, but in adult, they secreted in normal condition a little later. And another, they also cause a disorder in our body if this hormone is secreted more in childhood, so it causes a disease called gigantism. If somatotropin hormone are released by the anterior pituitary in childhood more, so it causes the gigantism. But if a released in a smaller amount, so it causes another disease called dwarfism. In these disease, when it is secreted in more amount, so it causes gigantism. Gigantism, a disease in which the body grew without the normal condition. It grew and the person become taller. Why? And dwarfism, the person become small and dwarf. So it is disorder due to the releasing of somatotropin hormone. The next is the thyroid stimulating hormone, or we can also say TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. This hormone is secreted by anterior pituitary, which act on the thyroid gland present in the throat. So a structure may be like this. This is our esophagus and trachea. Okay, so there is the thyroid gland. So the pituitary, anterior pituitary secrete thyroid stimulating hormone TSH, which act on the thyroid stimulating thyroid gland to release the thyroxine hormone. Thyroxine. So this is a thyroid. So the TSH released by the anterior lobe which act on the thyroid gland to release the thyroxine. Thyroxine is a hormone which performs some function like it maintain the normal amount of calcium in our blood. Okay, the third one is the adrenocorticotropic hormone. Adrenocorticotropic hormone, or we can say ACTH. This hormone of the anterior pituitary act on the adrenal gland, which is present on the kidney. Okay, this is kidney. So adrenal gland is present in on the side of the kidney, on the upper side of the kidney, which has two parts. One is the medulla, and this part is a cortex. So STH acts on the cortex part to release adrenal hormone. Okay, the fourth one is the luteinizing hormone, and this hormone acts on the female and also the male reproductive part. It acts in female to ovary to release egg cell. Okay, release egg cell, and acts on the male to release the sperm. Okay, sperm. It acts on the ovary of the female to release egg cell, while in male it acts on the testis to produce sperm. The next is the follicle stimulating hormone. Its function is also near to the luteinizing hormone. It acts on the ovary egg cell to produce estrogen in female. Estrogen, while in male it acts to produce sperm. So this was the about anterior pituitary. So let's the somatotropin hormone, we can say a growth hormone. It give a development and reproductive and increase the reproduction in our cells. So our body will grow So it had two disorders. One is the gagnetism, second is the dwarfism. And the thyroid stimulating hormone acts on the thyroid gland to produce thyroxine, and the third one adrenocorticotropic hormone, which acts on the adrenal part of the cortex part of the adrenal hormone to produce adrenaline hormone to increase the reabsorption of water and salt in the proximal convoluted tubules and lobe of Hind. Okay, the fourth one is the luteinizing hormone. It acts in egg cell on the ovary to produce egg cell and acts on the testes to produce sperm. The fifth one is it acts on the egg cell to produce estrogen and acts on the testes to produce sperm. Next, we will talk about the posterior lobe, this part. We study about this, now we are going to talk about the posterior lobe. So, posterior lobe secretes two types of hormone. One is the antidiuretic hormone, we're going to say ADH, antidiuretic hormone. Second is the oxytocin. The antidiuretic hormone acts on the renal tubules of the nephron to on this way, like this is the okay, this is the nephron structure. You can watch my free voice video in which I have studied about the function of the nephron and its structure. So the antidiuretic hormone acts on the renal tubules in order to reabsorb more amount of water from the glomerulus filtrate. This is glomerulus filtrate. When blood comes there, so it is filter in which the waste and toxic materials and the water are removed from the blood, and then they moves through these tubules. So this hormone of posterior pituitary acts on the renal tubules to reabsorb the amount of water which are present with the toxic material flowing through the tubules of the nephron. So it acts on the renal tubules to reabsorb the water. Okay. The second was the oxytocin. Oxytocin is a hormone which acts on the uterus to contract during the childbirth. To contract, it is only found in the female, also in the male. So in the female, it contract the uterus wall to contract and give the birth to child. Okay, and its another function is it stimulate the flowing of milks from the breast during lactation. The third one and the last one is the median lobe. So you can see here the median lobe and the pituitary gland in human is a little portion, a thin membrane. It only secrete only one type of hormone which we call the melanocyte stimulating hormone, or you can say MSH. Usually this hormone is secreted more in pregnancy, but some lights affect outer external public also affect the secreting of this hormone. This hormone is secreted acts on the melanin present in our skin. So it acts on the melanin present in our skin, so its secretion causes the skin to be brown like structure. So the melanocyte stimulating hormone are brown dark in color. So when they are secreted, so they produce a dark portion in our skin, and its increased secretion causes an adenosis disease in which the person is darker, and it produces some dark spots on the face. Okay, so it is due to the melanocyte stimulating hormone. One another was the hormone which the anterior lobe, but I have forgotten now. I will mention it was the sixth hormone because it secrete not five, it secrete six hormone. It was prolactin. Prolactin. This hormone stimulates the production of milk in the breast, and it also produce some behavior in women in order to care for the children, and also it causes the production of estrogen in the body. So student, this was the about the function and structure of the pituitary gland. So if you have any doubts, so please mention me in the comment, and please subscribe and share my channel to receive more of my videos.